have that in my notes. I like it.
Hello to all the classic people that are returning. I'm glad you're back. I want to welcome any new visitors. Today on Classic Movie Review, we are taking on Animalympics 1980. Before we get going, I want to shout out to Secretariat Guy for his comments on Breaker Morant 1980, and Butch for his comments on The Bridges at Tokari 1954. Today's film is a great animated movie that originally aired on NBC. This television film set the stage for a pivotal sci-fi blockbuster. I will discuss this sci-fi connection in the conclusions. As the title implies, it's about the animal kingdom having their own Olympic Games. I figured with the fiasco 2020 Olympics in 2021 going on in Tokyo now, I thought this would be an excellent time to review this film. The film was initially conceived of as two 30-minute specials, one about the Summer Olympics and the other about the Winter Olympics. It was combined into a single 78-minute combination Olympics. There are a few leftover phrases from the short versions. The film was conceived at the time of the 1976 Olympics, and a lot of the humor and characters are based around that era. The winter portion of the film was shot after the U.S. decided to boycott the Olympics in Moscow over their invasion of Afghanistan. Ironic, isn't it? The combined film was reworked and shown beginning in 1980. On IMDb.com, this movie has a decent 6.8 rating. On RottenTomatoes.com, there is no tomato meter score, but the audience approval is at 88%, showing the quality and humor of this film. Actors.
Right, and I'm a Shakespearean actor.
A fantastic cast of mostly comedians lent their voice talents and stock characters to this film. In short, the great comedian Gilda Radner gave voices to Barbara Wobbler, Brenda Springer, Coralie Perrier, Tanya Tushenko, Dory Tennell, and the Countess. Funny guy Billy Crystal voiced Ruggs Turkle, Joey Gongolo, Art Annex, and Bruce Wakamoto. Harry Shearer voiced Keen Hacksaw, Mayor of Olympic Island, Burnt Woody, and Mark Spritz. Michael Freemer voiced Henry Hummel, Renee Fromage, Kit Mambo, Bolt Jenkins, Kurt Wolfner, Dean Wilson, Melee, Count Maurice Bordeaux, Jackie Fulett, Bear McLean, Guy Lafluke, Bjorn Freeberg, and Momo Olulu. He was also a scriptwriter and the musical editor. Story.
Let me explain. No, there is too much. Let me sum up.
The movie begins with some laser-type animation. This animation now looks pretty familiar. An animal of some type climbs Mount Olympus and steals the flame from a sleeping dragon to light the Olympic torch. Animals such as polar bears, coyotes, and seals relay the torch across their environment. The narration tells that animals from most of the continents will compete in the Animal Olympics. The 5 rings of the paw print represent the games, and the network producing the show is ZOO. Henry Hummel, the anchor turtle, begins the broadcast from Animal Olympic Island. Teasers from major venues and stories are shown. The torch arrives at the stadium. The 14-day marathon is about to begin. Anchor Barbara Wobbler, read Barbara Walters, previews the 2 main contestants.
Hi, I'm Barbara Wobblers. What is it about the marathon that generates such excitement? That it's the original Olympic event? I don't know. Just look at these wags. No, these are not my wags.
The champion is an old French goat named Renee Fromage. Goat cheese, get it? His competitor is a sexy cartoon character, Lioness Kit Mambo, that falls somewhere between Jessica Rabbit and Lola Bunny. The next event is gymnastics. Tanya Tushenko, an otter, is the odds-on favorite. I assume she is based on Nadia Comaneci, the first gymnast ever to score a perfect 10. Tatyana wows the crowd, and her coach prepares to hang himself before her scores of a perfect 10 are posted. They make some fat jokes showing a hippo character. Bruce Wakamoto, a penguin from Asia, competes next. A Russian elephant begins to compete on the uneven parallel bars. The bars come loose and it ends poorly. Tatyana wins the golds for women's gymnastics. Wakamoto wins the men's competition. A tour is given of the island showing the marathon course. Kit Mambo comes from 5th place to pass Renee Fromage. The challenge of feeding all these animals is highlighted.
Head Chef Forrest King must provide for all taste. Whether you eat like a bird,
I'd like a quarter warmer and a side of flies Provençal.
or a horse.
I have a big mess. Why don't you hold oats there?
Eels power the structures built on Atlantis Island. Barbara Wobbler describes the athletic clothing. The next event is ice skating. A snake and chicken couple skate first. Dory Tennell, a flamingo, is expected to win. She cries every time she wins and is a spoof of Dorothy Hamill. Dory Tennell spins and loses all of her feathers.
I don't have that in my notes. I like it.
She wins the gold and cries. Up next is track and field. The anchor is a turtle. An alligator, Bolt Jenkins with the voice of John Travolta, is highlighted. The character is based on Bruce Jenner. Bolt was born a handbag but became a champion after seeing Boris Amphibianski compete. Bolt now faces Boris in this competition. Boris fails to clear the high bar. Bolt clears it easily. Bolt is the only competitor that can pole vault 180 feet. He immediately goes to endorsing toasted gecko flakes.
Hi, I'm Bolt Jenkins, and I logged a lot of miles and downed a lot of toasted gecko flakes on my way to a gold medal. Cause they gave me like an extra boost, when I needed it.
A montage of polar bear discus throwers, ant-eating bicyclists, bison shot putters, and hyena relay runners are shown. Continuing in track and field, the next event is the 100-meter dash. Bolt beats a horse, a cheetah, and a rabbit. It's run as a drag race. Bolt gives his medal to the cheetah, saying that he was better. 1,000 kilometers into the marathon, Renee and Kit are running side by side. They both focus on victory. Random animals are shown dancing at Noah's Ark Disco. Bolt is dancing on a lit floor while wearing a white suit. The soccer competition is featured. The dogs beat the rats. The llamas face off against the dogs. The dogs win on a bicycle shot. At the 2,000-mile mark of the marathon, Kit and Renee are starting to have feelings for each other. Renee is featured in a song showing his single-minded devotion to running until Kit appears. The next event is Slalom Skiing. A horse that was a European champion is being interviewed. The horse is now acting in movies and appears to be based on Arnold Schwarzenegger. An American frog crashes on his run. The favorite is European dog Kurt Wolfner. He's an avid climber. Wolfner wins the slalom easily. More of the island's features are shown. A news flash comes in that Wolfner is missing on a mountain climb. At the bobsled venue, color commentator St. Bernard says all the competitors are bonkers. The European Badgers crash. The Calamari brothers follow the Badgers. They wrap their arms around each other as they fly down the hill. As soon as they finish the frightening experience, they scream, "Let's do it again, let's do it again." No evidence of Wolfner has been found. Wolfner is shown collapsing in the snow. A light shines on him and he sees the entrance to Dogra La. He finds a beautiful place filled with female dogs. Of course, this spoofs the plot of Lost Horizon 1937, except for the all-female thing. The outside search continues. At last, ice hockey. It's the Eurasian Shorthorns versus the North American Kodiaks. This matchup is clearly the professional Russian team versus the amateur American team. The North Americans wear red, white, and blue and are badly beaten. It transforms into a war scene and the Americans win at the cost of one player's near demise. This movie was released on June 19, 1980, after the Miracle on Ice, where the American team upset the favored Soviet team in February 1980. There's a great movie starring Kurt Russell about this upset, Miracle, 2004. The coaches of Renee and Kit are interviewed.
Coach Mambo Uwuwu, can Kit Mambo keep up with Renee's blistering pace?
Renee's pace? This is Kit Mambo's race. She is setting the pace. I have this marathon planned from beginning to end.
Coach Tawuswatwak, what's your reaction?
I don't have to defend René Fromage. When this marathon is over, he will still be the greatest runner in the world. Incidentally, I am calling for blood tests after this race. I have heard rumors of catnip.
Renee's coach accuses Kit's coach of using catnip. North American surfing and swimming otter Dean Wilson is favored to win the 100-meter freestyle.
Hey, I'm high in life, man. The West is the best. It's all here, for sure. But you gotta have wheels out here, man. Wendy really digs my van, cause I got diamond pleat seats. And listen to that sound system. We're both vegetarians.
A dolphin commentator, Mark Spritz, comes in with a bunch of gold medals, reflecting the famous photo of Mark Spitz showing his medals. Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps recreated this photo with his own medals. Dean is swimming next to an orca. Dean is behind until the orca creates a wave that Dean surfs to the finish. Continuing at the pool is the 100-meter dive. An Acapulco toucan cliff diver takes the lead. However, Dean's dream sequence dive is better. The island's archives are shown with dinosaurs competing in animal events. These images include a T-Rex weightlifting. The downhill is about to begin and Wolfner is still missing. The absence of Wolfner makes a boar the favorite. The boar was killed in an accident but revived and healed by scientists. The story mimics the television show The $6 Million Man that ran from 1974 to 1978. The boar crashes badly. Suddenly, Wolfner flies in on a hang glider. He heads down the slope at record speed. After he wins the gold, Wolfner vows that he cannot rest until he returns to Dog-Gras-La.
We saw a new Kurt Wapner this afternoon. Where were you?
I'm not sure, really. I left a strange, wonderful mountain paradise because I had to win this race. I know I'll never stop climbing till I find Dog-Gras-La.
3/4 through the marathon, the two runners are tied and vow to run together forever. They hold hands and continue the race. This love is causing worldwide turmoil. At the boxing venue, a turkey with Billy Crystal voicing Howard Cosell is interviewing a kangaroo named Joey Gongalong. Gongalong is a Muhammad Ali spoof. He is fighting a Eurasian bull.
That face is almost as ugly as yours, Ruggs. He's too ugly to be champ.
True enough. But I've seen that vicious left hook of his, and champ, you better stop fooling around and take this challenge seriously.
Why you talk about taking him seriously? I did everything I could get ready for this fight. Up and down on the hardwood floors, didn't eat no meat. It lays in your stomach, makes you fat and lazy and heavy.
Again, the basketball game features a conflict between the North Americans and the Eurasians. The American team is led by Dr. Abdul Jones. The ball is stolen from the Eurasians by Meadowfly Larkin, a great Harlem Globetrotter reference, and the North Americans win. Gongalong destroys the bull in the boxing match, and the turkey disgraces the bull. In volleyball, the Asian lobsters face the European hens. The hens are destroyed. Commentator Dog Millet goes to the weightlifting venue. A European bull is facing a Eurasian elephant. The elephant is married to the elephant that crashed in the uneven parallel bars. The elephant wins quickly, reflecting Soviet weightlifter Vasily Akselev. In the fencing venue, a European boar is facing a flying squirrel. The boar wins easily. Things change when the Contessa, a Eurasian falcon, arrives and easily defeats the boar to win the gold.
You'll never fence again.
You've never fenced before!
All 5 continents are locked into a 5-way tie with only the marathon left. Renee and Kit are still running while holding hands. They run into the stadium and cross the line together. They keep running. Both coaches are heartbroken.
I had a tall plan. Kit Mumbo track shoes, Kit Mumbo dolls, Kit Mumbo vitamins, a lifetime of training, and she throws it all away. For what?
What about Renee, Coach?
For Renee to steal the heart of a naive young thing, yes. For Renee to fall for a pair of pretty legs, yes. But for Renee to give up the gold for love, no, never.
The Olympics are summarized and the games end for now. The supporting animals are thanked. I'll be back with the conclusions and the world-famous short summary directly. Conclusions. Animalympics 1980 is a great movie and has tons of comedic references if you're steeped in sports and trivia of that era. However, what it launched is more important. Art director and animator Roger Allers, who was responsible for drawing Kit Mambo, went on to direct The Lion King 1994. Animation director Bill Croyer wrote the environmentally children's-friendly Fern Gully 1992. Animator Brad Bird worked on The Simpsons and later directed The Iron Giant 1999, The Incredibles 2004, and Ratatouille 2007. However, by far the most important byproduct of Animalympics was that director Lisberg used some of the money from the film to conceive and write and direct the science fiction cult classic Tron 1982. Michael Fremmer, who did a lot of the voices from this movie, co-wrote Tron and worked on the Oscar-nominated soundtrack for the movie. There is no doubt that Tron 1982 was an essential sci-fi film, helping to lead movies deeply into computer-generated graphics. World famous short summary: Olympic animals throw it all away for love. The show is now completely free and independent, brought to you without ads. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and leave a review where you get your podcast. It really helps the show get found. As a technical note, references and citations are listed for each show on the site at classicmovierev.com. Beware the Moors.